Teacher Prix, how can I be more consistent with my study routine in English? That's what you'll find out in this video. Coming up. Hey friends, Teacher Prix here to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Well, first and foremost, thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to teach you. Make sure to subscribe to my channel because every week I bring different kinds of English lessons to help you become a better and more confident English speaker. Now to the question of the day or the night. I don't know when you're watching this lesson. Teacher, how can I be more consistent with my study routine? And this is a very important point on your journey to fluency. If you want to become someone who can understand and talk to people in English, you need to be consistent with your practice. But for people who study alone, who are not in any online program, it can be difficult to be consistent without any guidance. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you 3 important tips that will help you become more consistent with your English study routine. The first tip that I would like to give you is to focus on small, attainable goals. What is attainable? You can do. It's possible to be done, okay? So focus on small, attainable goals. That basically means that when we study alone, we tend to overdo things. We tend to overcomplicate things. And if you're trying to be more consistent, the more you complicate the activities you do, the more activities you include, the more difficult it'll be for your brain to build up a habit. And habits are the key to consistency. What is an example of a habit? Well, I don't know you very well, but the first thing people usually do after they get up is to go to the bathroom and brush their teeth. That's a habit. They repeatedly do that. Their brain goes on autopilot, and that's basically what we do when we get up. We go to the bathroom, pee-pee, maybe number 2, and brush their teeth. Maybe not, maybe you have a different routine, but in general, you do something repeatedly. If you want to be consistent with your study routine, you need to build a habit. You need to repeatedly do the same kind of activity. You're not going to do the exact same lesson every day, like brushing your teeth, no. But you're going to follow the same style of activity. That's very important. Even the physical environment, okay, the place where you sit down to study should be the same hour, at the same time. I study every day from 7 to 8 a.m. Okay, do it. I study 3 times a week from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Do it repeatedly. And that's how you're going to be consistent. That's why you have to focus on small, attainable goals. If you try to do too many things, it's difficult for your brain to build a habit because we're lazy. And not just that, maybe you're not lazy. Maybe you're just very busy. Maybe you have many things to do. Maybe you have many priorities. Maybe you have children. Maybe you take care of a family member. So it is difficult for you to do it all alone. That's why I'm asking you not to complicate your exercises. Maybe if you study for 30 minutes consistently and do similar kinds of activities on the days you study, it'll be easier for you to build up the habit of studying. That's what I'm trying to say. But teacher, what is an attainable goal? You know, this is something that I talk to my babies, my students. That's how I call them, BSA, baby sardines in the area. We are sardines. We swim together in the direction of English fluency. I don't know you in person. I don't know what your day is like. I don't know how much time you have available, the healthy amount of time you have available. I give my students recommendations, 40 minutes to 1 hour and a half, depending on how busy you are, 3 to 5 times a week. And I give, because they are in my program, I give them recommendations of what kind of exercises they should do. That's what I do with them. But in your case, if you're not in my academy, if you're not in any online program, you will need to develop that feeling of, okay, I can do that for 30 minutes a day. That is not going to be a burden. That's not going to be a burden for me. I can do it. You will need to analyze to pay attention to the progress you make. Spend about 21 days, about 30 days following a routine, studying consistently, choosing specific days and time to study. And that way you will be able to analyze what is attainable and what is not. Okay, here on my channel I have many recommendations of how to develop a study routine, what kind of exercises you should do, so make sure to check them out. Number 2, dedicate time to work on your mind. I became a more productive person, a person of habits, of healthy habits, because of the time I took to work on myself as a person. I know English is important to you, that's why you're here. But if you want to master English and be able to talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime, it is also important to work on other aspects of yourself, not just the language. So take the time to work on your mind. One excellent book I recommend if you're trying to build better habits, if you're trying to make better use of your time, is to read the book The Miracle Morning. This is an excellent book that will give you many ideas, many strategies to help you work on your mind, to help you better understand how to divide your day, how to start your morning in a more balanced and healthier way. I believe that fluency is so important and students really want to achieve that. But sometimes they don't pay attention to other important factors. And a healthy mind can have better results because you can think more clearly. Maybe right now in your life you're stressed, you have problems, you have many things to do, you have many projects at work, so you're not taking the time to work on your mindset. When that happens, it gets more difficult to concentrate on other activities. Even though English is important to you, depending on the problems you're having or the lifestyle you're having, it'll be very stressful for you. And as a result, you will not be able to concentrate on English. So if you want to be more consistent with your practice, it is very important that you also work on your mindset. And hey, if you're enjoying this lesson, as usual, hit that like button. And if possible, if you are in a good mood, share this video with your friends, because when you share, it means you care. Now guys, number 3, repeat the process. Students are always trying to change the process. They are always trying to include a new app, a new book, a new exercise, a new teacher, a new channel, a new something. Wow, that is exhausting for the brain. You are never going to build a habit if you're constantly changing the things you use. So in tip number 1, when I told you to focus on small attainable goals, I also talked about setting the time you're going to study, the place you're going to study, and then I believe you should repeat the process, always studying at the same time if possible for you, choosing the right kind of material or the style of routine. So maybe, as I've talked about here on my channel, I'm always talking about the virtuous circle of fluency, where you combine different activities to help you study English. So decide on a standard type of activity that will help you become more consistent, because repetition helps your brain relax. If you're always doing something different, your brain gets very stressed because it always has to think of every little detail. But when you have a standard process, a standard routine, it gets easier for your brain to remain consistent. And I'm sure that's what you want to do, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this video. So repeating the process means you're going to focus on attainable goals, okay? Remember, tip number 1. Then you're going to dedicate some time to working on your mind. And then you're going to repeat the process. You're going to repeat the style of activities you do in English. I'm not saying you're going to study the same lesson over and over and over again, but you're going to repeat the style. That's what I do with my students in the academy. That's why they're so successful. That's why they unlock their mind, because they repeat the style. In every module in my academy, they are always doing the same thing. They are learning new things, but the standard, the foundation of the process is the same. In addition to the language process, they also have activities to work on their mind, to work on their emotions, to help unlock their minds. And they repeat the process every week because they get new lessons. So that's the idea. If you want to be more consistent, start small, then go big. Small attainable goals. Dedicate some time to work on your mind and repeat the process of your routine. Have a standard and follow it. That way, you will become more consistent with your practice. One final tip. Make sure to implement the ideas I'm giving you for the next 30 days, 30 to 60 days. That will help you have a better idea of your consistency improvement. Some students want to be consistent after a week. That's not how it works. You need about 30 to 60 days to start seeing results of the changes that I am recommending in this lesson. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe. Other than that, we'll see you next time. Bye!